Okay, so you want tickets to gun show. Today we're going to go through 3 reasons why your biceps aren't growing. So these are 3 fundamental mistakes that most people make that I don't want you to make so you can actually build your biceps. Point number 1, why most people, their biceps suck and they can't actually build them, is that they don't train in the contracted short range. So what we really want to focus on with the bicep, most people will get to about here and then they stop. So to get a bicep fully short, we literally want to try and get our fist almost towards our shoulder and get our bicep as short as possible. So that's how we build maximum muscle within the muscles. We take it through a full range of motion. So at the bottom range of every curl, we almost want to be tensing our tricep, and at the top, we want to come all the way up so we squeeze our bicep as hard as possible. A really good technique to try and emphasize on this if you struggle to feel the contracted position is by doing a paused rep at the very top. So for example, every rep as you come up and you squeeze and get as short as you can, if you hold that position for 2 to 3 seconds, that really helps to improve the mind to muscle connection of that short position and help you build a peakier, bigger bicep. So number 2 reason why people don't build their biceps is their bicep curl looks like this. They're using all front delt. So what we want to try and do with the biceps, we want to think about is elbow flexion. We don't want our arm coming forward. We can start in the forward position, which works really well for a lot of exercises, but we don't want our elbow moving forwards and backwards. So we want to make sure that we can try and keep this upper arm so it's not really moving. And a great way to do this is by doing preacher curl variations. So we can use single arm preacher curls, we can do EZ preacher curls, anything where the upper arm is supported. If we focus on driving that upper arm down, keep it against the pad, that way we can make sure that all we're going to be training is the bicep and not the front delt. Number 3, people try and train their biceps with too much volume. So your bicep is a very small muscle group. So best way to actually train something like that is with low volume and high frequency. So what does that mean in practical terms? Probably 2 to 3 sets, or maybe 4 to 5 sets, 2 to 3 times a week, rather than going in doing 30 sets on your biceps once a week. So scientifically, muscle tissue will recover within 48 hours. So if you're only training a muscle group every 7 days, that's very, very suboptimal. And what's going to go in, if you're going to go and trash a bicep doing 30 sets in one go, it's just not the optimal way to do things. So you'll also see when people do huge amounts of volume, their technique tends to suck. So what we're going to focus on is actually quality of reps, not quality. So if you're struggling to actually get your biceps to grow, it's probably because the way you train them, the way you engage the muscle, you're not actually feeling it correctly. So if you're in the gym and you're training your biceps, but you don't feel your biceps working, then stop and think, okay, why is this not working? Why do I not feel my biceps? That's one of the biggest mistakes I see with clients when they come to me, is that they don't actually think about what they're doing. So if you don't feel a muscle working, stop, think why. And some exercises don't suit everyone, so maybe try a different bicep exercise if you're not getting much joy from that. So this is tip number 3, don't train with too much volume, be aware of what you're doing. If you don't feel a certain exercise, try a different variation. If you struggle to connect with the bicep, cables and machines work very well because they have a constant tension and there's no drop off. So that would be an easy tip I'd suggest. An old school bodybuilding tip is wear a vest so you can actually see the muscles you're trying to train. If you're wearing a big baggy hoodie, chances are you're not going to be able to see the muscles you're trying to train. If you're actively looking in the mirror, watching your muscles move, you're going to have a better connection with them. So that would be a sneaky tip I'd recommend. Not from a narcissistic point of view, but it'll help you get better gains. Okay, so to summarize 3 points, we want to make sure we're actually focusing on our biceps training in the short position and getting a proper contraction. Point number 2, we want to make sure we have no swinging and we're not using our front delt. And point number 3, we want to make sure that we're not using too much volume and we're actually constantly thinking about the muscle we're trying to train, because that is the key to build them. So I hope you guys found this video helpful, insightful. Drop a comment below after you've implemented these techniques after 2 weeks and let me know how you got on. We've also got piles of arm workouts within the YouTube channel here that you guys can give a try for free. So have a look through the videos there. This is social media, so please be social. Drop us any comments with any other questions. Smash the subscribe button, hit like, and we'll see you next video.